Hello everybody. It has been a while. I will be very open about that. It is probably, 4 months since I last uploaded a YouTube video. The last couple of YouTube videos that I uploaded were concerning Ipswich Town and Plymouth, sort of tactical deep dives into both Kieran McKenna and Stephen Schumacher's tenures, or tactical ideologies when it came to those two clubs who of course won promotion from League One at the back end of last season. The reason for the prolonged absence via the YouTube channel is that I've been doing quite a bit of thinking over the summer. Obviously, today we are on the eve of the Premier League season kicking off once again. Game between Burnley and Manchester City at Turf Moor this evening. I'm sure you, like me, are very, very excited to have the Premier League back in our lives. Obviously, the EFL kicked off last week, and then the European leagues will follow suit in the next week or two. But with YouTube in mind, sort of had a period of contemplation, shall we say, about exactly how I wanted to go about this YouTube journey. And it wasn't a straightforward thought process. You know, I think initially, back in January, when I did the video, I did it so that I would have an avenue to go down with YouTube, to get my face out there first and foremost, because obviously without having your face visible to everyone, you can't really be a YouTuber. That's part and parcel of it. And obviously I spoke about my disability on that video, and that was another reason why I sort of shied away from it for over a decade, because I didn't want the cerebral palsy element to become a key part of the conversation when it came to my opinions on the game. But having done a fair few tactical deep dives, I mean, it wasn't a huge amount, 5 or 6, it sort of dawned on me that they took a rather large amount of time and put me in a position where I felt as though it wasn't as free-flowing as I wanted it to be. Over the course of the summer, I'm sure many of you follow me on Twitter, or at least know of what has been going on with Twitter in the last couple of months. It's been quite a volatile place, shall we say. Elon Musk has gone one way and the other. There was a period for a 3 or 4 day spell where you could only view 600 tweets in a day, and it pretty much completely killed off the platform as a working thing. Threads popped up. It was all a bit uncertain, but obviously my business model in terms of what I do for a living when it comes to the podcast relies heavily on Twitter. Far too heavily, if truth be told, because you should always have a diversification of the money that you can generate, and putting all of my eggs in the Twitter basket was something which led me down a path of genuine worry when that news came out about the 600 tweets per day, because it pretty much, for reasons I won't go into on this video, stopped me from having a product that could reach as many people as it needed to for it to be a viable income. So I started thinking more long term about YouTube and exactly what I wanted to do. And anyone who has followed me on Twitter for a prolonged period of time will already know that I used to have a blog, HLTCO.org, and it was focused on Crystal Palace. I would do 4, 5, sometimes even 6 articles a day, 300 words, 400 words, 500 words, that would keep you abreast of everything that was going on in relation to the football club throughout the day. So a rolling news service, if you will. And it had all of the pertinent information about the stories that were coming out. It had a little bit of my perspective on it, but the reason I think it was successful in the first place is because it was rather immediate. You know, something would occur, you would have a bit of chatter online amongst Palace fans about exactly what was going on. I would put together a piece, and within an hour of the news breaking, you would have all the nuts and bolts and necessary information there for you. And what I want to do with this YouTube channel starting Monday coming is do it so that that is pretty much what you will get in a YouTube channel, but for general football. So the podcasts Monday to Friday on both Palace and the General Football Podcast will continue. That isn't going to change. It will be a more overall perspective on the previous 24 hours. But what I want to do via the YouTube channel is react live. So from say 9 o'clock till 3 p.m. each day, Monday to Friday, I will be in this office. I will be able to use the camera and stream it live to YouTube, or record it and put it up very, very quickly on YouTube, so that you are getting almost instantaneous reaction. As of Friday today, overnight, we have seen the situation with Harry Kane and Bayern Munich go one way or the other. He is currently, at the time of recording, 11:25 a.m. As far as I know, stuck in limbo waiting to board a plane to Munich. You've got a situation with Moises Caicedo where Liverpool have had a £110 million offer accepted by Brighton, gazumping Chelsea at the last moment and completely throwing their plans for the summer window in the bin, shall we say. And of course they have their game coming up as the Premier League curtain raiser against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. So two stories there that are incredibly fast moving and a perfect example, if you will, of things that I could be across very, very quickly. I'm not suggesting within 10 minutes you'll have reaction, but hopefully within an hour or two of those major stories you will be able to come to this YouTube channel, get all of the necessary information in a bite-sized chunk, say 8 to 10 minutes, get a bit of my perspective, and hopefully get to know me a little bit more as well. I was recording the videos last season via my phone, which is fine, but it was a little bit fiddly because you'd have to put the phone into the tripod and then you'd have to take it out, upload it, etc, etc. I've invested a fair bit of money in a new camera, all of the necessary software and all of the stuff basically that will enable me to react as quickly as possible in a higher quality way as possible for you, so that you can be across all of the different football news as it crops up, and hopefully it will grow. I'm not someone who's going to put all of my eggs in one particular basket and if it fails completely have a situation of desolation. I understand that this may not take off, and if it doesn't, then I will stick with the tried and tested method of doing the podcast, being on Twitter and still being an active presence. But my plan, as I say, is to diversify it a little, have the two podcasts Monday to Friday, but have this as almost an instant reaction service that's available on YouTube for free, and with that in mind, hopefully it will grow organically, because we all know that football is the world's greatest soap opera and it is constantly evolving and changing, and a story that is accurate as of 10 AM on a Tuesday could be completely, not inaccurate, but completely wrong by the Wednesday morning. So having that instant ability to react is something that I hope will go down well. Hopefully you are excited about it as I am. Not as excited, obviously, because I'm the one that's doing it and speaking to the camera. You're just there to consume it. I'm not suggesting that you should have some sort of vested interest in me as a person, but hopefully the sort of video method is one that has a more personal feel to it, rather than just reading my tweets or hearing my voice via the podcast. And that's basically my plan, so hopefully it works out. Other than that, there isn't a great deal for me to add today. It's Friday, so I will start fully on the Monday morning, and hopefully you will be along on the ride with me for it. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I would very much be appreciative if you were to push that button. Also, if you could share it via your social media or anyone you may know to help it grow, then it will really help me, because this channel, even though it is 8 months old now, is still relatively in its infancy, because of the nature of the videos that I previously uploaded. And this isn't me suggesting that I won't do any other deep dives, by the way. It's not a complete 180, but it's certainly a change in terms of the overall output, because I intend to be far more active across the season that's to come, and hopefully it works out well for everybody, and you get a news source that you can trust and that you can go to, whether it's on your lunch break, when you're on your way home from work, when you first wake up in the morning, when you're about to go to bed, that just gives you every piece of information on all the big stories that are breaking each day when it comes to the weird and wonderful world of football. So hopefully that all makes sense. Thank you very much for watching, and as I say, if you haven't subscribed already, please do consider doing it. Also, give this video a like if you can, and if you don't already listen to the podcast and you're interested in hearing an overall summing up of everything that has been going on in the world of football over the previous 24 hours, the link to my Patreon is in the description below this video, so consider giving that a go. It's £3 or $3 a month. I like to think it's value for money, and hopefully the presence of this YouTube channel helps that podcast grow as well. But other than that, enjoy your Friday, enjoy the weekend to come and all the football that's going to be taking place, and I will speak to you bright and early on Monday. Cheers.